which curiously Nigeria is a signatory to. Well, the debate has raised, and we have to get informed opinions by analysts. Dr. Anasike, before we get into the conversation proper and the controversy of self-determination being illegal and unconstitutional, I'd like for you to give us your reaction to the sentence by Justice Omotosho, life imprisonment on Nnamdi Kanu after 10 years of trial and retrial. What's your broad reaction? Let's have it.
Well, for me, what we saw yesterday was judicial injustice. What we saw yesterday was judicial injustice, but I wasn't surprised at all because it was a foretold judgment. It was Operation Convict Nnamdi Kanu at all cost. It was Operation Convict Nnamdi Kanu at all cost. And even to prove it, by Monday, they've already beefed security in the southeast because they have an idea of what that judgment is going to be. By Monday, the judgment was yesterday, but by Monday, they have already beefed the security in the southeast. Understand? That's to be ready for a kind of any breakdown of law and order.
Okay.
But they were highly disappointed.
Okay, they were highly disappointed.
Because, so I commend the people, Igbos in the southeast for their calmness, maturity. Because this judgment goes beyond the Ojos, beyond the Nnamdi Kanu. Nnamdi Kanu, that is just a phase of the judgment. This judgment is to continue the destruction of life and property in the southeast. Because they know that if Nnamdi Kanu is in the prison, the system at home will continue. Understand? So the hemorrhaging of the economy in the southeast will continue. So this judgment, Nnamdi Kanu is not the target of this judgment. It is the Igbo people that is the target.
Okay, so more like the Igbo nation was the one that is on trial.
The one that is on trial. Was targeted and punished. So Nnamdi Kanu is just a kind of used as a form.
A vessel. Okay, now Dr. Anasike, you have raised a few talking points. You talked about judicial injustice, and you say they beefed up security in the Southeast. When you say they, who are you referring to?
Federal government.
Okay, the Nigerian state.
Yes, beef security in the Southeast because they are aware of the judgment that is going to be delivered on Thursday.
So apparently, the judge must have been working with the Nigerian state.
Sure.
Okay. That's the implication. Impliedly, that is what it means.
So that's why it is a judgment foretold.
Foretold.
They already know what is going to happen. That's why they have to beef up security, but they were highly disappointed because the destruction of life and property that they expected will follow the judgment did not happen.
Okay, now before we get into the disappointment that they got, I'd like for us to discuss the issue of Nnamdi Kanu, the judicial injustice. Did Nnamdi help them, by withdrawing his legal team weeks, a month ahead of the judgment day? Did he help them? Because I spoke to some lawyers and they said that, look, that it was wrong for Nnamdi to have withdrawn his counsels at that time, his team, his legal team, because as a matter of fact, that option of no case submission was actually against him. Do you think that Nnamdi Kanu helped the Nigerian state in nailing him?
Well, for me, sincerely, I wasn't happy with his legal team, the way they were handling that case, even right from time.
Okay.
I wasn't happy the way that's if you start with yes, continue with yes till the end. Don't begin to go back to no yes. So I wasn't happy. For me, his legal team was not matured enough.
Okay, when you said from the beginning, we had Aloy Ejimako, but at the time, Kanu Agabi stepped in at a point, Onyechi Ikpeazu stepped
Mind
in.
you,
We were not happy with the people.
Mike Ozokome was also part of
it, and he was asked to leave.
So all those things, that's back and forth. Or the case was not properly handled.
By who? By the legal team or by
Nnamdi Kanu and the legal team. One, Nnamdi Kanu is not supposed to be overriding his legal team.
Okay.
Understand? So because you are dependent on them, they are the experts on the field. Even though we know that it is injustice that is going on.
Okay.
But his legal team, in a way, played into the hand of the enemies, which is the Nigerian state.
Okay. Okay, his legal team played into the hands of the enemies. Does it look like they were working with the Nigerian state or what? Or was it that out of ignorance that they didn't know what they were doing? Do you see some sort of complicity? Not really.
Not really. To me, they don't even have the full grasp that's of the case.
Including Onyechi Ikpeazu, who has never lost a case in his entire career.
They didn't have a full grasp of the case. Because one, to me, this they should have stood there on the appeal court judgment.
Okay.
They should have
acquitted him.
That's acquitted him. Yes, okay. We are not going back to any court until, understand me, that's appeal court cannot acquit me. You now start taking me to a lower court.
But the federal government brought fresh charges against him.
So for me, they didn't handle it very, very
okay,
well.
Now let's
even though it was injustice from the beginning to the end. It was it was Igbo people on trial, not just that.
Okay, now let's go back. Let's leave the legal gymnastics and go back to the issue of. You said that the Nigerian state was disappointed because the level of maybe angst or destruction, or outrage expected to come from the southeast, they didn't come. So that was more like a disappointment.
It's a disappointment.
It was a disappointment. Now, this disappointment, does it look like it's a sign of the quietude? Do you see it like a sign of defeat? That the southeast people have expressed a sign of defeat? Or is it a sense of safety? The fact that Nnamdi is in detention now.
Silence is a very powerful weapon. Understand me?
Okay.
Silence is a very powerful weapon. So when somebody keeps quiet, it doesn't mean that he is a coward. But you will not know what is in his mind and where he is going. So the Nigerian state, the security are in suspense.
Okay.
Do you understand it?
No, come again. I would like our viewers to get.
I say silence is a very powerful weapon.
Okay.
Understand? So as we speak, the Nigerian state, the security agencies are in suspense. What are these people thinking? Understand me? So for me, it is a very good approach. Again, High Court is a court of a first instance.
Okay.
There are still other steps ahead. So for me, that's unlike the way they behaved, the way they conducted themselves. Because I called Umuahia. Understand? I called the Enugu. How you say Enugu? How is they are telling that everywhere is calm, everywhere is quiet.
Okay. All right. Now let's get into the meat of the matter. The eminent jurist Omotosho, James Omotosho, averred that any self-determination done outside the ambit of the National Assembly is not only unconstitutional but illegal. Now, how does that fit into the broad concept of rights of groups to seek self-determination as enunciated in the United Nations and African Union Charter? This is very, very troubling. That if you, as a group of people, you feel disgruntled in the union and you say, look, we want to opt out peacefully.
You go to your enemy and tell him that I want to opt out.
Opt out.
So, as I told you, this is a judgment foretold. They already concluded that's what they are going to do. So the only thing is to go what they call fishing. Understand? That to get to get their hands on anything. So if to get self-determination, you have to go through government in power. No country in the world will get that, because it is practically impossible. it is practically impossible. So what Omotosho did is just that to find excuses for his illegality.
No, but his argument is that the Nigerian Constitution, a part of the Nigerian Constitution, says that Nigeria is an indissoluble entity.
Nigeria signed both the UN Charter and the AU Charter, which recognize self-determination.
Yeah, but we also understand that where such treaties, run into conflict with the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, the letters of the Constitution takes precedence.
In this, we have both the letters of the law and the spirit of the law.
Okay.
Understand me? So self-determination is about the spirit of the law and not the letter of the law.
Which law are we talking about now? The Nigerian law or the United Nations law?
Both the Nigerian Constitution, the AU, and the UN. So for him saying it, he just want to hold on to something. In his hasty, if Omotosho was not on a mission to convict Nnamdi Kanu, he would have waited for other cases that were pending in different courts to be resolved. Understand? He should have waited because there are other cases pending in different courts. But he wants to conclude this issue. And he has done the assignment that was given to him. Understand?
Now, do you think that he hastily delivered judgment so that he could help the other cases in other courts, according to you?
Which the cases pending in the other courts, excuse me, who have assisted in ensuring that justice is done. Okay. The cases in the other courts would have ensured that justice is done, but he did not want to deliver, excuse me, justice. And that's the problem.
Okay.
He doesn't want to deliver justice. And the people are talking about the insult that he delivered the judgment in anger. That is absolute nonsense.
Why do you think it's nonsense? Don't you think it might influence his decision? Nnamdi had insulted him several times and all of that.
Excuse me. Judgment is given based on the evidence before a court. Judgment is given based on the cases submitted or filed. Do you understand me?
Yes, I do.
So even if a judge see an armed robbery case outside his court and watch it and come into the court, understand? If the prosecutor cannot prove beyond every reasonable doubt that the armed robber committed that offense, the judge cannot use his own observation as a case.
Okay, so your case is as good as your evidence.
Sure. So that you were abused or insulted shouldn't add to the weight of evidence or before a court.
Okay, they also relied on certain interview granted by Sahara reporters at some point as evidence. Should that be?
Is that should that be?
That is what I'm asking.
So that tells you what happened. I say it was judicial injustice.
Judicial injustice. Now, but honestly, so something quite interesting happened yesterday. I don't know the final points of the law, but a lot of people have expressed some kind of worry, deeply troubling, because if you listen to the judgment, the name of Ahmed Gulak, former PDP bigwig, that was killed in Imo State in the crossfires, featured many times in that judgment.
I said they went fishing. That
okay, went fishing.
Something to hook on.
Because
is there any direct evidence making Nnamdi Kanu with
the death of Ahmed Gulak?
Is there any direct evidence? Was there people that were arrested and they say it was Nnamdi Kanu that told us to go and kill this man? Was there anybody that came out and said it was Nnamdi Kanu? So what they did was just to go fishing, get things here and there just to convict him. So for me, as I stand here, Nnamdi Kanu is innocent of all the charges that they brought against him. As I stand here, Nnamdi Kanu is a hero. I will continue to be a hero. Nnamdi Kanu is a hero. I will continue to be a hero, and he will survive all those people that are now punishing him. He will survive all of them from A to Z.
Well, I like your optimism. Where is it coming from? You think that a political solution will eventually take him out of that place? And how soon would that be?
I said this is court of first instance.
Okay.
This court, there are still other courts. We have
appeal and the Supreme Court.
Understand me? So this is just the court of first instance. But they know that they have erred. And this judgment has been condemned world over, even including the United States.
The people that condemn this judgment, are they doing that based on the facts of the law or based on emotions? Because I also understand that what the appeal court and Supreme Court will entertain, they will not entertain fresh facts. They will entertain facts based on the judgment of the High Court.
They can entertain more facts. If there's a revelation in a case, understand me, it can be entertained. Understand me? If there's a revelation in a case, it can be entertained in the appeal court.
Okay.
Understand?
And so, if you have at the back of your mind that the Nigerian state is working towards an answer, do you think that they will probably allow the judges to entertain fresh facts of the matter?
We are still. This is just this is just the first half.
Okay, this is just first half.
Understand me?
Now, Dr. Anosike, going forward, a few days ago we had two terrorist kingpins, that were tried as well. One of them was sentenced to 20 years imprisonment on terrorism charges. So what is the difference between ISWAP terror kingpins, but they were sentenced to 20 years imprisonment? Why giving them the kind of life sentence? Do we have different laws for different people?
That shows you, I said that what happened is the hatred, the wickedness of Nigerian state against the Igbo. So Nnamdi Kanu is just a kind of a proxy, understand me, a face that they want to use to get to the Igbo people. So it's not just about Nnamdi Kanu. The case goes far beyond him. So the ISWAP people, we know what they have done. Understand? No picture anywhere can show Nnamdi Kanu with a gun. No picture anywhere can show Nnamdi Kanu with a gun. They say that Nnamdi Kanu made a broadcast all the way from the United States. Understand? Nobody can say that Nnamdi Kanu has snapped him, let alone broke his head. But now he is given a life sentence, and other people who are known murderers, 20 years sentence. So this shows you the type of country that we are in. But we must overcome. And Igbos have always overcome. It will not stop. We are going to overcome.
Okay, I like the fact that you brought us to this point again, where we are talking about the Southeast in Nigeria. You also understand that 7 other IPOB leaders are currently undergoing trial for terrorism. Do you think the whole effort is to break that agitation for a sovereign state of Biafra by the Nigerian state? Is that where they are headed?
I say this is not just an IPOB or Nnamdi Kanu. Okay. Igbos are the target of this thing. Igbo economy, people who are envious of the progress of the Igbo people are those behind this. Those who are envious of the progress of Igbo people are the ones behind this. They are imagining how a people that were defeated in war, all of a sudden has bounced back, are now dominating everywhere. So this is Operation Stop Igbo People from Progressing. It's not about Nnamdi Kanu at all.
When you say they are dominating everywhere, where are they dominating apart from commerce? Are they dominating in government, in politics?
Who is controlling commerce, controls everything?
Really?
Who steal your billions from politicians, you not chew it. You not drink it. Igbos are waiting for you at the market square.
No, but one single policy by the people that control the politics can turn your nairas into your nairas into kobo.
And you do what? You
start afresh again.
And you do what? You with that your policy that turned their naira into kobo, what becomes your fate?
Okay.
What becomes their fate? So who controls it? The war between China and America is commerce and nothing more. The war between all the countries is commerce. That's what people don't know. What the world is struggling for is who controls
resources.
Commerce, resources.
Okay. Now, Dr. Nosike, let's chime in on the future of the Southeast. Now, what will be the state of security in the Southeast with this judgment? Simon Ekpa, far away Finland, is in jail. Nnamdi Kanu here in Nigeria has been thrown into jail again. Now, what becomes of the agitation and its fallout in the Southeast? What do you see coming in the coming days? Let's start with the state of security in the Southeast.
Well,
do you think that...
For me, I cannot stay here and predict what will be the state of security
in the Southeast. Okay.
You understand me? But I want to beg them, let everybody be mature. Let everybody. This is a time for serious and sober reflection, and then knowing that we are harming ourselves, we are harming our economy, we are killing our own people with all these destructions. Understand? That the sit at home is not helping any body. That the destruction of properties is not helping anybody too.
Okay.
So for me, this is a time for those who are enforcing the sit at home,
okay,
to go back and get busy somewhere else. Understand? And all hope is not lost. This is just court of first instance. But as I said, Nnamdi Kanu will survive all those people who are persecuting him. And he has already started that.
How so? How has he done that?
The person that gave the order for him to be brought to Nigeria, what is he? The person whose jet was used to go and bring Kanu from Kenya, where is he? The person that brought 300 million for his rendition, where is he? So he has already started surviving them, and he will continue.
We are on national television. What all these things you are saying? Do you have evidence? Somebody brought his private jet, somebody brought 300 million naira, somebody brought what information, and do you have evidence for all
I
that?
say the person that ordered for him to be renditioned into Nigeria, where is he? Understand?
Okay, well, that is a necessary end. It must come when it must come.
Okay, yes. But all those people will die before Nnamdi Kanu, and they have started dying.
Okay, now, Dr. Nosike, a lot of people have said, look, this is the appropriate time to start looking for political solution, for the release of Nnamdi Kanu. Some people said, like, why didn't the president grant him pardon, when he released the list of pardoned people, using his power of prerogative of clemency and all of that. And a section said, no, you cannot pardon someone who has not been convicted and all of that. So do you think that this is the appropriate time, to use that track for a political solution to release him? And who should play that role? The leaders of the Southeast, what do you expect them to do in the coming days, coming weeks, and in the future?
For me, people say something in the afternoon, in the night, they will go and say a different thing. Understand? Some people come out in the afternoon and say, release Nnamdi Kanu, release Nnamdi Kanu. Then in the night, they will say, keep him there. So some people in the Southeast, most of the politicians will be happy that Nnamdi Kanu is now in prison. Understand? Because he has a lot of a lot of influence on the youth. Nnamdi Kanu is very popular among all the youth in the southeast. And he can direct them on who to vote for. So they will feel serves him right. Do you understand? But for me, if Tinubu had wanted to release him and not granting him pardon, there's a section of the Constitution, either 197, that he used to release the child terrorists that were arrested.
Okay, by asking the Attorney General to file another
to discontinue
continue with the case.
Yes, that's with the case. So that's different from saying granting him pardon. You cannot grant somebody who had not committed any offense pardon. Understand? So as I said, this is court of first instance. There are still other other rivers.
Dr. Anosike, I like your optimism when you talk about other options available, especially the legal options, talking about the appeal court and the Supreme Court. Now, do you think that this thing will the president, or the APC, would they pressure the president to score a political goal ahead of 2027 to say, okay, we have let this young man go, let him go back to his people, go and sing no more? Do you see that coming ahead of 2027?
You now use him as a political bargaining chip.
Okay.
Is that?
Yes, do you see that coming?
Well, for me, if they do it, or understand, if they do it, but it cannot change anything.
No, if you change something, he will be let go. He will be a free man.
For me, it cannot change anything. Understand?
No, I don't understand.
No, that's at this time. If I want to vote for Party A, you cannot. I cannot use because of you use your powers that to bring him out. Then I'll now vote for Party A. Why you were instrumental to him being convicted? Do you understand?
Yes, I do.
So if they think that it will give them any advantage, for me it won't.
Okay, Dr. Anosike, before we get into the next topic of discussion, I would like for us to talk about the issue of the causes of this agitation, the factors that led to this agitation, and the agitation itself briefly. Do you think that with Nnamdi's absence and Simon Ekpa's absence, do you think that the agitation has died a natural death? Agitation for the sovereign state of Biafra, especially if the perceived marginalization or the marginalization that led to this agitation continues. The total exclusion of the Igbo nation from the commanding heights of Nigeria's national life. If it continues, do you think that this agitation will die? Because one, Simon is not there, Nnamdi is not there, and the Igbo political elites are more like being very sitting on the fence,
The issue is this. Before Nnamdi Kanu, there was somebody.
Okay.
Understand me? There was somebody. Ralph Wazirike formed the Masob in 1999.
Okay.
He formed Masob in 1999, and the reason is not far-fetched. After the end of the genocidal war in 1970, Gowon made a famous declaration, no victor, no vanquish, understand? And now put up what he called a 3R, understand? Reconstruction, rehabilitation, and reconciliation.
Yes.
And that word, reconciliation, because that is at the heart of everything. But up to today, Igbos have not been reconciled into the country. Igbos have not been reconciled into the country. And that's the cost of this agitation.
Okay.
And if they think that killing Nnamdi Kanu, not even giving him life imprisonment, if they think that killing Nnamdi Kanu will stop the agitation, it won't. Understand me? It won't, because it is everywhere. It is everywhere. Even the judgment itself, the judgment that were delivered this week still shows that you have not been reconciled. Why an ISWAP terrorist will be given 20 years imprisonment, and Nnamdi Kanu, who was not found with any weapon, is given life imprisonment. We are reading all this. Our children are reading all these things.
Okay.
So you cannot, the killing of Nnamdi Kanu will not end it.
Will not end it. No, okay, now, beautiful. Now, Dr. Anosike, let's get into the next topic of discussion. Now, the People's Democratic Party, PDP, has criticized President Bola Ahmed Tinubu for cancelling his planned visit to South Africa and Angola, describing the move as superficial and incapable of addressing Nigeria's deepening insecurity. PDP spokesperson, the new spokesperson Inni Ememobong, said the decision was made amid public outrage over the abduction of 25 schoolgirls in Kebbi State and amounted to mere tokenism. Well, Ememobong argued that while the cancellation may appear sympathetic, it does nothing to confront the escalating violence nationwide. He challenged the president to temporarily relocate to Kebbi State and other conflict zones in the north to galvanize security agencies and encourage frontline troops, insisting that the commander-in-chief should not remain in the comfort of the presidential villa at such a critical time. Well, the opposition party further linked recent attacks in Kwara State to the growing climate of fear confronting Nigerians daily. It accused the APC-led administration of responding to worsening security with denial, excuses, and empty assurances, insisting that the cancelled trip reflects yet another superficial gesture rather than a genuine effort to resolve the crisis. Dr. Anosike, do you agree with PDP that the president's decision to stay away from the G20 summit and his trip to Angola, is just mere optics, that it amounts to nothing?
Well, I will start with the issue of him relocating to Kebbi.
Okay.
It means that if he begins to relocate, he will not be in Aso Rock in the next 1 year. So assuming he has relocated to Kebbi, maybe by today he will be on his way to Niger State. And
from Niger?
To Nasarawa.
From Nasarawa?
Which police are now saying, understand me, that's to Kwara. Understand?
And probably from Kwara to Borno.
So the issue is this. One, Nigeria is in a very tensive mood. So he made all the right decision.
Okay.
By cancelling that on the trip. One, because of insecurity, and also that for the preservation of his government. Mind you, a brigadier general was killed. So it will not be in his right sense for him just to leave that the country. That shows a lack of concern.
Has the government admitted that a brigadier general was killed?
It's a fact now.
No, it's not about being a fact. Has the government agreed? Has government recognized the fact that, according to you, that the brigadier general was killed?
Has they agreed? That would be
a basis, for him to say,
Has they agreed that 25 school girls were kidnapped in Kebbi?
Yes, they have agreed. That is why the president had to dispatch the Minister of State, Bello Matawale, to Kebbi State. He said, look, young man, go to Kebbi State. Make sure you bring back those girls. At least they have accepted that. But the government has said, look, no brigadier general, military authorities, have they agreed?
So it would have been senseless for anybody, understand, that to leave all the country at that point in time.
Okay, so that the military will not be rattled.
Sure. Understand me? So he did for me. Cancelling is a very, very good thing. That is a credit to him. It shows responsibility. Understand? I shouldn't be the Roman that's emperor Nero.
Okay.
That was feasting while Rome was burning. Understand me? So it's good for him that he did that. But beyond that, we need action.
Dr. Anosike, I like the fact that you talk about the president, staying back to ensure that, look, the girls are brought back peacefully and all of that. Something happened. You recall sometime either in 2012 or 2013, when the bombs went off at the United Nations headquarters in Abuja.
Yes.
At that point, President Goodluck Jonathan was built to travel to Brazil, South America, you know, and when he eventually did, and Nigerians said, look, Mr. President, bomb just went off at UN headquarters in Abuja, and you jumped on a plane and traveled to South Africa. His spokesperson then, I think Ruben Abati, said, look, if the president had stayed back, the terrorists that detonated that bomb would have gloated. Yes, we succeeded in stopping him from traveling.
I don't agree with.
Okay, you don't agree.
I don't agree with that.
So he went. So okay, the President Jonathan, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu took a right decision for staying back
because Tinubu is the father of the country.
Okay.
Understand? He is the father of Nigerians, and as a father, you cannot hear that something that your house is in distress, and you carry or you are bag that you are going out.
Okay.
If it's money that you are going to make, who is going to eat that money? If not the members of your family.
Now, the terrorists that abducted those girls, do you think that they will gloat? Yes, we succeeded in stopping the president from attending G20 meeting. Do you think they will gloat over it?
Well,
and thumb their chest. Yes, we did it. We made sure that he didn't travel.
Well,
let him come and get those girls.
I cannot speak. I'm not shaking.
Okay.
I cannot speak on behalf of the terrorists. I don't know how they think. Understand? But Tinubu made the right decision by cancelling the trip. It's a thumb up
for him.
Understand me?
Okay. Now that the Minister of Defense, Minister of State for Defense, Matawale, has gone to Kebbi State, assuming he comes back and he doesn't get those kids, what would be the end point of the president cancelling his trip?
No, that's showing that you should show concern.
Okay, showing concern.
Whether the girls that's
returned or not.
Okay. He has shown concern.
Okay.
Because going out, it shows that you don't even care what's happening.
So you now agree with PDP that the president cutting short his trip is mere tokenism. If at the end of the day the girls are not returned, because Chibok girls, some of them are still being held in captivity.
Over 8 years has not returned there.
Okay. So you now agree with what the PDP said?
No, I say cancelling the trip is one, then taking action is another. But I'm getting worried because the more the day goes, the father that the girls will go. Understand me? So I'm getting,
especially when we are hearing that other students in some parts of the country have also been kidnapped, despite the fact that the police authorities have said, look.
No, Naija is in the public.
No, but police has debunked. Police said no.
They debunked Nasarawa.
Nasarawa.
Yes,
Nasarawa, so the farther it stays in retrieving those girls,
or the further they go.
And the more kidnaps might happen.
Yes, because
especially when these people are
distractions will also be coming. Now, if all energies channel to Kebbi, hear that another one has happened in
Nasarawa,
in Niger. What would you do? Or you are focused that it's shifted. Understand? And which will give those people the opportunity that to hide them more.
Now, does it appear to you that since Donald Trump redesignated Nigeria as a country of particular concern, there's been a resurgence in kidnaps and attacks, you know? Have you noticed that?
And for me, what my mind is telling me is that these terrorists are up to something.
Okay.
Understand?
Which is?
These terrorists are up to something. Maybe their thinking could be, if Donald Trump comes, there could be a change of government. Understand me?
Okay. So they want to pull him in.
So they want to pull him. They want to pull him
to achieve a political end.
To achieve a political end. That's why at times I read a political conspiracy into this.
Okay, into what's going on.
Because why is it escalating? Just after Donald Trump just announced it. It is very, very suspicious.
Suspicious.
To me, it is suspicious.
Okay, now, Dr. Anosike,
mind you, the KB issue, the governor said that he gave intel, and it was sabotaged.
Exactly what happened in 2011 when the Chibok girls were kidnapped. Now, okay, sometime around that, between 11 and
2014.
2014, yes, 2014. Now, do you think that they are trying to replay? It's more like a replay of what happened to the Chibok girls, so that America could be drawn into, like they did that time with Obama.
They used the Chibok girls to make Jonathan government look bad and weak.
Is that what is?
And that's exactly what is happening now.
Do you think they will succeed?
I don't know.
You don't know?
I don't know.
Okay.
But if it continues this way, because the American government are already accusing Tinubu of being weak, sitting back while this is going on.
What's going on? All right, Dr. Anosike, before we leave, now President Bola Tinubu has congratulated former President Goodluck Jonathan on his 68th birthday anniversary, commending his role in strengthening Nigeria's democracy. In a statement signed by the Special Advisor to the President on Information and Strategy, Bayo Onanuga, Tinubu joined Jonathan's family, friends, and associates in celebrating the former leader for his contributions to nation building. He highlighted Jonathan's humility and statesmanship, particularly his concession in the 2015 presidential election, which he said gave Nigeria a pride of place globally. Tinubu recalled past interactions with Jonathan, including support and counsel during his political ascent in 2010 and 2011 presidential election. The president noted Jonathan's continued influence as he undertakes international diplomatic responsibilities, especially in promoting democratic values across Africa. Tinubu also prayed for the well-being of Jonathan, his wife, Patience, and their family. Dr. Anosike, according to Tinubu, Jonathan strengthened democracy in Nigeria. What has been the state of democracy since Jonathan left? Has the APC walked forward or backward regarding the state of democracy in Nigeria?
From bad to worse. Understand? Democracy has gone from bad to worse since 2015. Understand? What we have just made is one step forward and 5 steps backward, because we cannot claim that we are practicing democracy now where there's no separation of powers, where there are no checks and balances. Democratic integrity is practically non-existing in this.
Why do you say so? Why do you say it's non-existent? I mean, parties are holding congresses and convention and all of that. Nobody has been stopped.
You cannot.
They are in the process of registering new political parties and all of that. IPAC is meeting, everybody is
Another
talking.
name for democracy is development.
Okay. Economic democracy.
Another name for democracy is development. Another name for democracy is that's a freedom of speech. Understand? But now in the country, most people are afraid. Most people are afraid because they will say that I don't want tomorrow DSS, SSR, and so on will come. So there's no freedom in the country, and you cannot claim to be practicing democracy while there's no freedom.
Okay, so you think that we have walked back, in democracy?
Big time, big time.
Does it have anything to do with the defections? Governors defecting, members of House of Representatives, senators defecting from one party to the APC?
They have been coerced to defect. Some are also defecting on their own to cover the crime that they committed. Understand me? Maybe a public fund that they stole.
Okay.
But now the issue is that there's no open space for the political parties to compete, because one is trying to swindle there's every other one in existence.
Okay.
Going with what is happening in PDP and in LP, that's as we speak.
Okay. So you are among the...
Imagine what Wike is saying, that the condition that for the consideration in PDP that they will not produce presidential candidates in 2027.
I have not heard Wike say that. Somebody reported that Wike said That Wike gave it as a condition.
Yes.
Wike has not personally come out to say, look, this is...
So, and you feel that if Wike did not say it, that he cannot come out and say no.
No, Dr. Anosike, ahead of the convention, Wike and his group gave 6 conditions.
Yes.
Before the convention could hold. That wasn't one of the conditions. Now we have somebody come out from somewhere say, look, Wike said. Wike hasn't come out to say. And the other 6 conditions they gave, he didn't deny it.
This one, did he say that it is not what he said?
Okay.
Do you think that Wike is somebody that you can just unite against him and he wouldn't say anything?
But I also know him as somebody that if you say that this is what he said, he will say, yes, I said it, and these are the reasons why.
Why hasn't he come out and said I did not say that?
Exactly the question.
Because he's holding his presidential media
briefing. And he hasn't said that.
So for
Dr.
what we are practicing now is not democracy.
It's not democracy.
It is autocracy.
As we end this conversation, I'd like for you to take 1 minute and give us your concluding thoughts. Nnamdi's life imprisonment.
Well, I want to commend the Igbos for their maturity, for their calmness. It is not yet over.
Okay.
And this is, High Court is a court of first instance. Understand? All hope is not lost. Understand?
Okay.
That is that on Nnamdi Kanu.
Okay, on the president cutting short his trip. You are in agreement.
For me, I give him a thumb up. That's you must show concern. There must be compassion. There must be empathy. That's one of the attributes of
a good leader.
Of what?
A good leader.
Of a leader.
Of a leader. Okay, you don't want to qualify it. Good leader. Okay.
Leader.
The fact Jonathan is 68 is strengthening democracy. Where are we in democracy?
Well, what Jonathan did APC undo.
Okay.
So that's where we are. They have reversed all the
gains that we made.
Jonathan.
All right. Now, this will be a good place to anchor this conversation. I must say a very big thank you to you, Dr. Peter Anosike. I appreciate your presence on Political Lens. Now, on behalf of the backroom staff, talking about the technical director, the bass manager, the sound engineer, and the ingest manager, I am Chukwuma Okoro. Up next is Issues with Nana Andrim. Enjoy the rest of your evening and your weekend. I'll see you on Monday, 8 o'clock on the morning show.